Good morning, students. In today's lecture, I'll talk about the last act of As You Like It. Now, in scene first, Touchstone tells Audrey that a youth named William claims to love and marry Audrey. Okay, so now Touchstone realizes that there is another man who really loves Audrey, and when he comes to know about that man, he asks Audrey about the guy. Now, Audrey refuses to have any feelings for William. And meanwhile, this guy, this man, William, he enters. And Touchstone says that, I quote, "It is like food and drink to me to encounter one of these thick headed rustics." Okay. Now, he is a jester. Okay. Touchstone is a clown, and a clown is known for cracking jokes and for their sarcastic comments. So that's why Touchstone is delighted, because he can now take advantage of this simple, innocent, rustic man, William. Now, William enters, and when William claims that he is indeed wise, now Touchstone mocks at him, saying that the foolish man considers himself wise, but the wise man has sufficient knowledge to be conscious of his own ignorance and foolishness. So, this is just another sort of playing like Touchstone is actually making fun of William. When William says that, yes, indeed, he is wise, he is a gentleman, then Touchstone tries to mock him in one way or the other. Now, Touchstone also mentions about the heathen philosopher in order to make William realize that William should stop thinking about Audrey. Now, Touchstone directly tells William that Audrey has selected Touchstone for marriage and not William. And if William still continues to approach her, then Touchstone will definitely try different methods to get rid of him. He will even contrive his death. So, by hearing all this, poor William, he really tries to move back. So, in this scene, you'll notice that Shakespeare takes an amused interest in displaying Touchstone's wooing and the queer attraction that links his fate with Audrey. Now, in scene second, in this second scene, Orlando is quite surprised to find out about the love between Oliver and Eliana. So in the previous act, we noticed that when Oliver comes into the forest in order to find his brother, he meets how his heart is changed and how he is all transformed by the mere act of Orlando. Now, Orlando really saves his brother, and this act really changes his heart. So now Oliver is a changed man, and when Oliver comes to the forest, he falls in love with Eliana. Okay, that is also Celia. So now Orlando says that it is quite strange to fall in love so quickly. Oliver claims to give the income and estate to his younger brother, and he desires to settle in the forest of Arden as a shepherd. So the marriage of Oliver and Eliana is decided to be celebrated the next day. Now Rosalind enters the scene and tells them that how well she pretended to faint on seeing blood-stained handkerchief. Okay, लास्ट एक्ट में जब रोजलिंड को पता चलता है कि ये जो ब्लड है, जो हैंकचीफ पे ब्लड होता है, वो ऑर्लैंडो का होता है, तो उसे देख के वो सच में फेंट हो जाती है। और जबकि बोलती है कि वो प्रिटेंड कर रही है, उसने वो बोलती है और कि मैंने कितना अच्छा प्रिटेंड किया फेंट होने का। But even Rosalind is astonished at the sudden love affair of her sister and Oliver. And they claim that they both are deeply in love and are inseparable. Now, to talk about Orlando's feeling, he is happy, of course, because his brother is getting married, as well as he's also agonized. Why? Because now he can no longer, because he is not able to tolerate his sorrow and his longing for his love, Rosalind. So at last, Rosalind tries to resolve all this, and she offers him help and tells about a close association with an old necromancer. नेक्रोमेंसर होता है जो कि ब्लैक मैजिक प्रैक्टिस करता है, ओके। तो रोजलिंड बताती है कि अब लास्ट में उसे भी दया आ जाती है, और वट एवर यू कुड से, और वो कहती है कि मैं, मुझ में ये एबिलिटी है कि मैं जो मैजिक है वो परफॉर्म कर सकती हूँ। कहती है कि मैं नेक्रोमेंसर से क्लोजली अटैच्ड रही हुई, और ये भी बताते हैं कि वो जो नेक्रोमेंसर थे वो कोई भी अनलॉफुल प्रैक्टिसेस जो हैं उसे परफॉर्म नहीं करते थे, ये अच्छे नेक्रोमेंसर थे। So she tells about her close association with the old necromancer who actually avoided all the unlawful practices. And she says that she is able to bring Rosalind as it is within her power to produce her in bodily form, alive and well. सो शी सेज दैट बिकॉज शी नोज मैजिक, वो कहती है क्योंकि मुझे मैजिक जो भी ट्रिक्स हैं वो आती हैं, इसलिए मुझ में ये एबिलिटी है कि कल मैं रोजलिंड को यहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट ऑफ आर्डन में प्रेजेंट कर सकती हूँ अपने मैजिक के थ्रू। So, and she also asks Orlando to be prepared for his marriage tomorrow. Okay, so after some time, Phoebe and Sylvius they both enter, and Phoebe complains about showing her secret love letter to Sylvius. Now Phoebe writes a letter, love letter, to this Ganymede. Actually, she's Rosalind. तो फीबी जब लेटर लिखती है और सिल्वियस के साथ भेजती है, तो रोजलिंड वो लेटर दिखा देती है सिल्वियस को और उसे बोलती है कि तुम ऐसी औरत से प्यार करते हो जो ऑलरेडी लॉयल नहीं है। तो फीबी वापस आती है कंप्लेन करने के लिए कि तुमने मेरा लेटर दूसरे को कैसे दिखा दिया। So, but Rosalind, in the disguise of Ganymede, of course, clearly declares that she is not in love with any women and promises to set up everything all right tomorrow. Okay. So, Rosalind, after some time, tries to bring everyone. So, she says that next day, सभी लोग यहीं पर इकट्ठे होंगे और जो भी थिंग्स हैं वो सारी थिंग्स को, ये सारी चीज़ों को वो सही कर देगी। Now in scene third, this is a brief scene, and Audrey and Touchstone, they both are present in this scene and they both are preparing for their wedding. A song is sung by the page of the banished Duke. Now, in the last scene, this actually, you'll notice all the characters are together. Now, Rosalind appears with Sylvius and Phoebe, and she asks Phoebe to marry Sylvius if she knows the truth. Okay. Now, having said this, she disappears with Celia, and after some time, having thrown off her male disguise, appears again with Hymen. Okay, now the Hymen is also known as god of marriage. Now, the Duke and Orlando at once recognize her, and Phoebe don't have any option but to marry Sylvius. लास्ट में जब रोजलिंड अपने ओरिजिनल अवतार में, अपने ओरिजिनल वे में आती है, तो सभी लोगों को पता चल जाता है कि ये ही गैनीमेड जो है वो ही रोजलिंड है। अब फीबी को पता चलता है कि वो एक औरत से तो शादी कर नहीं सकती, तो अब उसे मजबूरी में कह लो या वट एवर यू कैन से, अब उसे सिल्वियस से ही शादी करनी पड़ती है। Okay. So Phoebe now, because she don't have any option but to marry, but she realizes her mistake in ignoring the worthy man. So at last Phoebe को भी अपनी जो गलती है उसका एहसास हो जाता है, and she happily agrees to marry Sylvius. Now all the lovers are united. Oliver marries Celia and Touchstone marries Audrey. Now Jack Steve Boyce arrives at the point and he delivers the message that Duke Frederick has decided to retire to the forest, and now Duke Senior can come and recover his kingdom. Now, this is the ending of the play, and it ends with an epilogue by Rosalind. Okay, now the several couple, they all having paired off. Now it ends with the dance. That's all for today. Thank you.